So today I'm going to show you how to do a really professional looking home manicure so that you can save yourself a ton of money from not having to go to the salon to get your nails done and still get a really perfect looking result. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and let's get started. So we're going to start off with completely bare, nude, natural nails, and I like to do the filing with a glass or a crystal nail file, and these are really great because you can use them for a long time without them getting dull, and they're really reusable, and they also are so much more gentle on your nails, and this way you can actually file your nail both ways, like back and forth, without wear and tear on the nails, and it's all because of this nail file. So I first like to shape my nails, and mine are sort of in an oval shape right now, but you can also do a square or a rounded off square shape, whatever you like. The next step, we want to take care of those cuticles. Now I like to use a cuticle remover. This one's by Sally Hansen. It comes in a plastic jar and it has like a gel consistency, and I just apply that all around my cuticles right along the nail bed and just let that sit on those cuticles for about a minute or so. And what it does is it really softens your cuticles, like it really kind of moistens them and makes them all soft and pliable so that you can push them back without wear and tear. So to push them back, I like to use a cuticle pusher. Now this one's made of metal. You can also use the wood ones. I personally find the metal ones just a little bit longer lasting, but you do have to be a bit more careful with them than with the wood ones. So I used to use the wood ones, but I find like the metal ones just work a little bit better. But if you do use the metal one, just make sure you don't push too hard. Like you don't want to wear and tear into the actual cuticle. You just want to push back the excess skin that might be overlapping on your nail bed. And once those cuticles have all softened up, you can just take a Kleenex or a towel or a washcloth, and I just kind of wipe them back, and that actually removes a lot of the excess skin already. You can use a washcloth with this as well, that'll work, and this just helps to push back the skin a little bit further without being really rough on the actual cuticle. And you can see on the left I haven't done the cuticles, and on the right I have, so it just looks a lot cleaner and neater. So if you have a little bit of hangnails here and there, like this is really just the excess skin, you can use a trimmer like this, like a clipper, and just clip them off. Now you don't want to cut off the actual cuticle. This is really just any excess skin that's kind of like flapping around. So you don't want to cut too much, like you don't want to cut into the actual cuticle. This is really just to trim off any excess. To buff your nails into a really smooth texture on the top, I like to use a buffing board. This has different textures on it, like different strengths, I guess. And what I like to do is just take one that's sort of medium strength and just work on the areas that need buffing. So I don't do this every single time I do manicure because it makes your nails smooth, but remember it does take off the top layer of your nail. So if you overdo this, it'll make your nails really weak. So just do this on any kind of areas where you have some splitting or peeling going on, and just leave the rest of the nails that look fine, leave them alone. Now, after this, I like to actually go ahead and moisturize the nails. Now, I know a lot of nail techs will say, no, don't add any moisturizer before the polish, but my nails get super dry, and if I don't moisturize before putting on the polish, they'll really start to crack and get super brittle, and they'll break much easier. So I find personally that moisturizing before you put on the polish for me works. This is really just like personal decision, but I do like to work in that moisturizer and then just wait a while for it to really sink in. And after that, I like to do the base coat. So this base coat, it's by Nail Tech, it's the foundation 2, and this makes a really grippy texture now, so that means your nail polish will last longer. It'll also prevent your nails from staining yellow, and it kind of looks shiny here, but then it dries down to a matte texture, and then it has this really grippy sort of feel to it, and that really helps the polish to stay much longer on the nails. So now we're going to do the polish, and I've chosen a color here by OPI, and what I like to do is just wipe off one side of the brush as I'm pulling it out, and then apply it carefully down the center of the nail, and then pull it out towards each side. So it's kind of 3 strokes. You do the main part first. I'll show you this again a bit close up. You do the center first, you pull it down, and then you even it out on both sides. So you see I'm doing it on one side and then the other. And then if the top is a little bit kind of mussy, I like to just smooth it out. So this 3-stroke method works really well to apply the polish very precisely without getting it all over your cuticles. After the first coat, I let it just dry for like a few moments, and then I go ahead and do a second coat of polish just so that the polish is very opaque and you don't see any of the sort of nail color underneath. And now if you need to do any cleanup, I like to use one of these corrector pens. You can get these at the drugstore, and this is great if you've got any of the polish accidentally onto your cuticle area or like around the nail, and just use that to clean up so that it looks really flawless and just perfect. And then at this point, I like to add the top coat. Now mine is kind of worn off here, but this is actually Sèche Vite, and I like to buy the professional size, like the large size, and I just refill it. And this makes a really, really glossy top coat, and it helps the nails to dry really fast so that you don't get nicks and corners all over it. And that's what it looks like once they're polished with the top coat. And then I also like to add a cuticle balm just around the cuticles to really keep them nice and soft and moisturized. And for this, I like the Burt's Bees cuticle cream. You can also use a cuticle oil, but I find this one works really great, and it has a really nice lemony scent. And it's a really sort of thicker cream texture, which is great, and you just add that around your cuticles. And I like to have this at my bedside table and at my desk when I'm working, and I like to apply this actually a few times a day. And it just makes your cuticles look really great, very soft and moisturized. And that's it. You now have the perfect home manicure, and this will save you so much money. If you found this video helpful, add it to your favorite list so that you can check back on it later, and also make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I really appreciate that, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.